11 big mistakes when using creatine. What if I told you there's a supplement out there that's not only one of the most effective for building muscle and strength, but also one of the safest and most extensively researched? You've probably heard of it. It's been a staple in the fitness world for decades, yet it's still surrounded by a surprising amount of confusion and misinformation. I'm talking, of course, about creatine. This simple yet powerful compound helps your muscles produce energy during heavy lifting or high-intensity exercise. Think of it as the ultimate backup generator for your cells, kicking in to help you grind out those last few growth-stimulating reps that you otherwise might have missed. Despite its proven track record, countless people are not getting the full benefits from their creatine supplementation. Why? Because they're making simple, avoidable mistakes. These aren't complex biochemical errors. They're basic slip-ups in how it's used when it's used, and even how it's perceived. It's like having a high-performance sports car, but only ever driving it in first gear. You're moving, sure, but you're leaving so much potential on the table. In this article, we're going to systematically break down the 11 most common creatine mistakes I see people make, counting down from number 11 all the way to the number 1 biggest error. My goal here is to cut through the noise and give you a scientifically backed practical guide to using creatine correctly. We'll dismantle the myths, clarify the confusion, and provide you with actionable steps to ensure you're maximizing every single scoop. Whether you're a seasoned lifter who's been using creatine for years or a complete beginner just considering adding it to your routine, I guarantee you'll learn something that will optimize your results. Let's jump right in and start with mistake number 11. Let's kick off our countdown with a foundational myth that needs to be permanently retired. Mistake number 11 is believing that creatine is a steroid or a similar performance-enhancing drug. This misconception is surprisingly common, often fueled by gym floor rumors or a general distrust of supplements. Let's be crystal clear. Creatine is not a steroid. It's a naturally occurring compound made from amino acids produced in the liver, kidneys, pancreas. It's also found in foods like red meat fish. Supplementing with it increases your body's stores beyond what you can produce through diet, enhancing your natural energy systems. The confusion likely stems from its undeniable effectiveness. Because creatine reliably improves performance, strength, muscle mass, some people incorrectly lump it with illicit anabolic agents. However, its mechanism of action is completely different. Creatine works on a cellular energy level by increasing phosphocreatine stores, which helps regenerate ATP, your body's primary energy currency. Steroids, on the other hand, are synthetic hormones that manipulate your endocrine system. The International Society of Sports Nutrition considers creatine extremely safe, published a position stand affirming benefits and safety across populations. So rest assured, you're supplementing, not juicing. Flowing directly from that is mistake number 10, thinking creatine is only for men or big, bulky bodybuilders. This is a classic example of marketing and gym culture creating an unnecessary gender divide. The truth is, the cellular mechanisms that make creatine effective are identical in both men and women. The benefits, increased strength, improved exercise capacity, enhanced recovery, are not gender-specific. A growing body of research highlights advantages for female athletes, potential benefits for mood, cognition, particularly during different phases of the menstrual cycle or post-menopause. For women who might be hesitant, the fear often revolves around looking bulky or manly. This concern is largely unfounded. Creatine helps your muscles hold more water, which can lead to a fuller, more toned look, not a bulky one. The significant muscle mass gains some associate with creatine use is primarily the result of intense training and a calorie surplus, not the supplement itself. Coming in at number 9 is a mistake born from clever marketing: overcomplicating your creatine choice. Side by side, simple creatine monohydrate bag versus flashy designer creatine bottle. Walk into any supplement store or browse online, and you'll be bombarded with dozens of advanced forms of creatine. Creatine hydrochloride, creatine ethyl ester, buffered creatine, liquid creatine, lots of other designer types, all claiming superior absorption and fewer side effects. Marketing says you need a smaller dose and you'll avoid the bloat. The problem? Most of these claims lack robust scientific evidence. Most studied, most proven. The form with the weight of the evidence, creatine monohydrate. And it's the least expensive option too. Research comparing fancy forms to monohydrate finds no significant difference in muscle saturation, strength, or performance. Creatine ethyl ester? Studies show it can convert to creatinine and be less effective. Don't fall for the hype. Stick with micronized creatine monohydrate for better mixability. Save your money for quality food or a gym membership. Next, mistake number 8, being inconsistent with your dosing. Many people take creatine only on training days, treating it like pre-workout. But creatine isn't a stimulant with immediate effects. Its benefits come from muscle saturation over time. Take it every single day, lifting, cardio, or rest days. Think of it like filling a bucket with water. When you take creatine, you add water to the bucket. When you skip that water level, your stores drops. Taking it only 3 or 4 times a week won't fully saturate your muscles. Key: consistency. Standard maintenance dose, 3 to 5 grams per day. Make it non-negotiable. Mix into a shake, post-workout drink, or a glass of water every day. Our countdown continues. Mistake number 7. Getting hung up on the loading phase. You've probably heard the classic recommendation for the first 5 to 7 days load creatine by taking 20 grams per day, split into 4 5-gram servings, then drop to a 3 to 5 gram maintenance dose. Visual calendar showing first week loading, then a monthly calendar of daily intake, both leading to a saturated icon. The idea behind loading: saturate your muscles fast, and it works. Full saturation in about a week. Many people think loading is mandatory. That's false. It's a fallacy to think it's the only way. You can reach the same saturation with 3 to 5 grams daily from day 1. The only difference is timeline. Without loading, about 3 to 4 weeks. With loading, about 1 week. So loading is a shortcut, not a requirement. For many, skipping loading is preferable. 20 grams a day can cause gastrointestinal discomfort or bloating. If you're not in a rush, start with 5 grams a day. You'll end up in the exact same place. Now, mistake number 6. Taking creatine on a completely empty stomach. Creatine is generally well absorbed. Evidence suggests taking it with carbohydrates or with a mix of carbs and protein can enhance uptake into the muscle cells. This is due to the insulin response. Eating carbs triggers insulin release. Insulin helps shuttle nutrients, including creatine, from blood to muscle. Taking creatine with a meal or shake containing those macros can speed storage. You don't need to plan a high-carb meal around your dose. The effect may not be massive, especially if you're consistent with daily intake. Still, it's a simple optimization and helps prevent stomach upset. Some people get minor digestive issues taking creatine with just water on an empty stomach. Combining it with food provides a buffer and mitigates the problem. Simple solution: mix your daily 5 grams into your post-workout shake, which typically contains both protein and carbs. Cracking the top 5. We have mistake number 5, not drinking enough water. This is a critical one because of how creatine functions at a cellular level. Creatine pulls water into your muscle cells. Cell volumization. If you're not adequately hydrated, this can't happen optimally. Drawing water into muscles can leave less for other bodily functions. So your overall hydration needs rise. If you're chronically dehydrated while taking creatine, you're kneecapping its effectiveness. Muscle cramps, headaches, general lethargy. The myth that creatine causes dehydration or harms kidneys is debunked in healthy people. But your water demands increase. Don't drown yourself, but drink a bit more than usual. Rule of thumb: monitor urine color. Aim for pale yellow. And listen to your thirst cues. Next, mistake number 4. Obsessing over perfect timing. People stress. Take it 30 minutes before a workout, take it immediately after, or wait for some other perfect time. Endless online debates about the anabolic window. Some research suggests a slight post-workout benefit, but the difference is small. The most important factor is consistency, not timing. The best time is whatever prevents forgetting. Link it to an existing habit: morning coffee, post-workout shake, or evening meal. Mistake number 3 is fearing the initial water weight gain. When you first start taking creatine, especially if you do a loading phase, you'll likely see the scale rise a few pounds or 1 to 2 kilograms within the first week. This sends many people into a panic, particularly those with fat loss goals. They assume it's fat and stop the supplement. That's a huge mistake. That initial weight isn't fat. It's water being pulled into your muscle cells, which is how creatine works. Intracellular water retention is a good thing. It makes muscles look fuller, more defined, and shows creatine is being stored properly. This isn't subcutaneous bloat, which comes from a high-sodium meal. Creatine's water is inside muscle tissue. Separate functional weight gain from fat gain. Embrace it. It's a sign the supplement is working. This effect stabilizes after the first week or so, and weight will then fluctuate normally with training and diet. And now, runner-up. Mistake number 2. Expecting instant miracles. In our instant gratification culture, we want overnight results. Some expect to add 20 pounds to their bench press or pack on 5 pounds of muscle in week 1. When that doesn't happen, they get discouraged and say, "Creatine doesn't work for me." Creatine is highly effective, but its effects are cumulative and synergistic with training, not magical. It lets you work harder, and that harder work drives progress over time. Think of creatine as an amplifier. It might help you squeeze out 1 extra rep or 2 extra reps on key lifts. That seems small in one workout. But what if you get 1 extra rep, 2 extra reps on multiple sets across multiple exercises, week after week, month after month? That small increase in volume becomes a powerful stimulus for growth and strength. The benefits are gradual. You'll feel a bit stronger, you can push a little harder, and recover slightly better. Here we are at the number 1 most common, and perhaps most detrimental, mistake people make with creatine. Stopping it once they've reached a goal or think they've made it. This is often tied to the old, outdated practice of cycling creatine, taking it for 8 to 12 weeks and then taking a few weeks off. The rationale was fear it might be harmful, or that your body would stop producing its own creatine. Modern science has thoroughly debunked these concerns. No evidence shows long-term creatine is harmful to healthy people. When you stop, muscle creatine stores deplete back to baseline over about a month. As that happens, you lose the benefits you were getting from it: extra strength, endurance, recovery capacity, and intracellular water. There is no physiological reason to cycle off creatine. If it benefits your training, and you're not seeing adverse effects, view it as a long-term supplement, like a daily multivitamin or protein powder. So, to wrap it all up, let's quickly recap the path to creatine mastery. Creatine is safe and natural for everyone. Not a steroid, just for male bodybuilders. Simple creatine monohydrate is king. Ignore fancy, expensive alternatives. Consistency is critical. Take 3 to 5 grams every single day. Don't stress about a mandatory loading phase. Don't stress about perfect timing. Taking it with food can help. Drinking plenty of water is non-negotiable. Embrace the initial water weight as a sign of success. Be patient with results. Don't stop taking it once it starts working. By avoiding these 11 common pitfalls, you can finally unlock the science-backed potential of this supplement. Train harder, recover faster, build more muscle and strength over time.